What a win tonight. What's going on? Born for Sports. Salute to New York Knicks Nation. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button. Let the algorithm know. Knicks Nation, we are in the building. Knicks Nation, come report to the stage. Come talk about this dub and chop it up with us. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button to Born for Sports. Well, what a win tonight, folks. The New York Knicks with a double overtime win. And we're going to talk about some things tonight. We're going to talk about the results of this game and the trade rumors out. But, man, this is just a tremendous game to watch. It was a great game to watch, even though the refs tried to take it from us, folks. Yeah, they tried to take it from us in this game, y'all. But the Knicks were not to be denied. Yeah, I love that. Go New York, go New York, go. That notification's hitting everywhere. I know y'all got that too. But yeah, this New York Knicks team was not to be denied. And suddenly, the red hot New York Knicks, okay, who have won 8 straight games now. And I'm going to bring in my guy, my fellow brother, OG Knicks fan for sure. Ray is in the building, and he got some shit to say tonight. Ray, what's goody, bro?
I'm great. How are you, man?
A lot better that we won the game. I'll tell you that.
Likewise. You know, it was one of them nights. I called it by halftime. I had a feeling this is going to be one of them nights, and boy, was it.
Yeah. It was a lot of good in this game that almost got overshadowed by some bad plays at the wrong time, but also some terrible officiating down the stretch. I made that.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that.
Yeah, but we overcame it all. Clip is in the chat. He checks in. Clip checking in as always, and he said it right there with the comment. The most agonizing win of the year by far. By far. This game shouldn't even have went to double overtime, but it did. And we're gonna talk about it, man, because man. Those New York Knicks, bro, they put in that work tonight, man. They put in that work tonight, and it was like it started off sweet because they got off to a nice start, and you're like, we all know the drill. The Knicks back-to-back nights. We saw they smacked the Wizards last night, but we always worry about that second night of a back-to-back. Knicks had some injuries, coming into the game, and this is a damn good Denver team here. And we worried about that. They got to a good start. And then it was just a boxing fight. It was a championship fight the rest of the way. And I'm just glad we got the dub, y'all, for real. And we can't talk more. We can't even. It starts all with this man right here. Playing the game. The captain. Best point guard in the Eastern Conference. I don't care what no one say. You could tell me what you want to tell me. The best point guard in the Eastern Conference. Listen, Jalen Brunson, Captain Clutch, coming through, and he was not to be denied, Ray. I know you want to talk about it. He was not to be denied tonight, man.
Indeed, man. Like, he carried us, just when the game looked like, it was slipping away from us, he stayed sane, he lived for these type of moments. So I knew we was in good hands. We seen this movie before. And Jalen Brunson going to do what Jalen Brunson does, man. Captain Clutch. He was definitely in store tonight.
No doubt about it. He was nails tonight, and
big time.
And this was one of those nights where he said, we're not losing this. I don't care what the adversity is. This was a great game to watch in general, even if you're not a fan of either team. It was a really good game to watch. But, man, he was not to be denied, bro. And this is why he's who he is. This is why he's starting the All-Star game. This is why he's always going to be an MVP candidate while this New York Knicks team is doing what they do. And without Captain Clutch, we all know it. Last year, he won what? The Clutch Performer of the Year. Mm-hmm. We know what he's all about. He showed every bit of that. Clutch plays down the stretch. And it wasn't just him taking a 40-shot game. He kept the team locked in. He had 9 assists. He had a near triple double tonight, Ray.
Yeah, yeah,
42,
yeah.
9, and 8. And we needed every bit of it tonight.
I agree. And just to add on to that, and one person that I really wanted to point out that I honestly felt was an unsung hero was Mitchell Robinson.
Woo-hoo-hoo, yes.
Mitchell
Yes.
Robinson, you talk about making key stops. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, you see, this is the
Tremendous
reasons
defense, bro.
why when I hear other Knicks fans, they spewing, oh, what does he do for us? What does he do for us? He's so unreliable.
Come
You
on.
got to understand, you're not watching the game. I'm not sure if you're watching the games and I'm watching. You
Right.
see why this guy is valuable to this team. He's the longest tenured Knicks, and it's for a reason. Listen, man, it's not gonna be too many centers that can do what Mitchell Robinson does. That's what makes him special. Talk about a guy that can guard all five positions. There
Yeah.
was times when he stripped Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
There,
Clutch.
first time All Star, a guy that had a crazy game tonight. But once
Mm-hmm.
again, it came down to key stops, and he was able to make that for us. So, you know, Jalen Brunson, player of the game, but I also want to add on if there was a chance to have a co-player of the game, it would definitely go to Mitchell Robinson, in my opinion.
Bro, you know what? I'm glad. Listen, you made a tremendous point about Mitchell Robinson, and as Cliff says, I think we won the last 2 back-to-backs, double deuce. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Big time.
Yeah, it's funny you said that, bro, because I struggle with my player of the game, not player of the game, I should say, my unsung hero of the game.
Yeah.
And the reason why I did was because I was very close to doing what you said, giving
Yeah.
it to Mitch. Now I gave it to Cat. I did. I gave it to Cat. I did. But bro, I am so with you. I should have did co-unsung hero of the game.
Yeah.
Because I thought they both played tremendous, and what you said is spot on right. Now listen, everybody that knows me, you know me. And everyone that watches this channel, I got a love-hate relationship with Mitchell Robinson over the years, okay? He frustrates me with his injury history and stuff like that. But one thing I will never do is deny the impact he has on the game when he plays. The key is always keeping him healthy to play. That's all it is. And if Knicks fans can't see that, what he brings to the table when he's on the floor, then we can't have those conversations. Now, if you want to have a conversation about, hey, man, he's unreliable with his injury history over the years, okay, we can talk about that. But don't tell me this man is not an impactful player. Look at what he did tonight alone. You can go back down to against Philly last week against Embiid. Okay, Embiid was killing us. It was killing us in that game until Mitchell Robinson got the assignment, and he made clutch stops on him and guarded him well. Everyone knows what this man brings to the table defensively. We know what he brings. He's the best offensive rebounding big in the game. We know that as well. Mitchell Robinson, for sure, is a unsung hero tonight. He was tremendous tonight, man. I mean, he helped out with everybody. Like you said, he guarded all 5 positions. The switches he had on Murray were very key in a lot of possessions. Look at Jamal Murray. Listen, he had a great game tonight, but it was a peak and valley game. It was so strange because he had 24 points in the first quarter, and then we held him scoreless until like the fourth quarter. For the rest of the game, he gets a couple of shots, and then in overtime, he made some shots too as well. But how many times did Mitchell Robinson get a key stop when we needed a stop?
When we needed it. Yup.
Tremendous.
And I honestly cannot think of more than enough, man. I felt like this season the Knicks have been doing a great job in terms of managing him. Making sure that he gets into the game prepared, and so far I must admit it's paying off. It's paying off. We have a well energized Mitchell Robinson. I feel like he's in the best shape, in his NBA career this season.
Yeah.
But listen, man,
Absolutely.
listen, we got a great Cat. You know, Cat was very assertive tonight. You know,
Yeah.
he allowed the game to come to him, which was great. You know,
Yeah.
he explored mismatches. You know, he took advantage of that, and I
Bandit's
really
cat
appreciate it.
tonight. Bandit's cat.
Yeah, yeah,
It seemed
yeah.
like he turned it up once he got all that blood coming on the
Oh
court
yeah,
and
yeah,
all over
yeah.
him.
It
Good
might
to
have
see
like,
at least.
yeah, it might have woke him up. You know,
Yeah.
but I definitely, I got to give kudos to Cat. You know, I know he's been catching a lot of flack from, the fan base,
Rightfully so too.
the teammates, and
Yeah.
everything surrounding him. But this last couple of games, I'm starting to see that his confidence is coming back, which is a great thing because we can't go
Leading the
far
league in
without him.
rebounding too, bro. Leading the league in rebounding. That's
Yeah,
a big deal.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
Mhm.
I don't know the specifics as to why, he wasn't really getting involved in the offense and why he wasn't really performing at the level that he was supposed to do. But I must admit, since that player only meeting, he's been trying. He's been trying. He's starting to get more touches, and I think the most importantly thing is he's allowing the game to come to him. He's not forcing. He's not. One thing I will like to point out that he haven't been doing the stupid ass fouls. That's one thing
Yeah.
I would like to point out.
Toned it down with that.
Being that today he got fouled out, I'm gonna give him a pass because it's Nikola Jokic, man. If
Yeah.
not, this is the best center in the league, bro. This is an
Yeah.
MVP caliber player. So I
Absolutely.
get it. I get it. I'm not gonna use this against him, but I would like to just note that I've been seeing a better Cat, and
Yeah.
I want to see this going forward.
Yeah.
Just allow the game to come to him.
Yeah.
Allow the game to come to him. Um, Defense. I mean, we got to work on it, but I can live with this for now.
Yeah, yeah. I think the big thing with him tonight was he made Jokic work on the other end,
Yep.
and that's the issue. Like we know his shortcomings defensively. We know Cat is not going to be for no kind of defensive player of the year, no type of player like that. He is who he is. He's a strong rebounder, and he's the best shooting big in the game. We know what he does. But
Most definitely.
my whole thing is I'll live with the up and down defense. Just don't give me the stupid fouls, man. Just don't
I
give me
agree.
those. And don't take yourself out of the game when the other elite player on the other end has an easy time because he knows he ain't got to worry about guarding you.
Yep.
So that's my whole thing with him. You know what I'm saying? When he stays focused and plays his game and rebounds, hey, we'll be fine with that. We'll be fine with that. Now, I need consistency. We all do. That's the issue. He's taking some heat late, last few weeks, especially when the Knicks went in that little losing 9 of 11 spell. He wasn't playing well, and he was resisting the system. It was just a whole lot of that going on. There was
Yep.
stuff going on with the locker room, with the team, with him not, and the team kind of like having some issues with each other, and of not being happy with buying into what they're doing. So
Yeah.
hey, if we get this guy, we'll be all right. You know what I mean? I mean, he's had a lot of 20 rebound games the last couple of games. So maybe this is the turning point for him. You know what I mean, Ray? So
Yeah.
hopefully,
Yeah.
like you said, hey, we need consistency from him. And it's going to be real interesting tomorrow. Now, I'm going to say this. I want to talk about this real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
The trade deadline is tomorrow. Will the Knicks make a deal? That's our question right now, right? We've seen a lot of deals that have gone by the last 24 hours. You got Harden on the move. So Cleveland trades Garland for Harden. You got, Boston with a move that really irritates me. that the Bulls actually gave up Vucevic to him like it was not. Just gave him a stretch five basically for free, helping the Celtics. I mean, the Bulls, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like that really pissed me off because that guy is a Knick killer. He seems to always have his best games against the Knicks, and of course the Bulls give him that Vucevic. So you see the other teams around in the East that are contending in the East making their teams better. What are the Knicks gonna do? Is my question. We got some injuries going on. Bro, I am very concerned. We talked off the record on the chat. I'm very concerned about this Deuce McBride injury. I'm very concerned. I've been hearing that it is more serious than what they thought it would be. There's no timetable for him. It seems like we're going through this the last couple of years with him every year, where he's got some leg injury shit, and then when he returns, he's never the same after that. You know what I mean? So I got some major concerns, especially with the fact that we're going to have to pay him soon, make a decision on paying him. What would you like to see the Knicks do, bro? Because obviously the big talk is Giannis. I'm being honest, I don't think it's going to happen, bro. I don't think Giannis is going to happen right now. You there, Ray? Looks like we missed. We lost Ray. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Ray,
my bad, my bad.
All good. I got some questions whether we can get a deal done if it's even the right deal to do for Giannis based on the current team of what they're looking for. What do you would like to see the Knicks do to improve the team at the trade deadline, bro?
I don't think we need to do any major fixing.
I don't either.
You know, the last thing we don't want to do is disrupt the core of the team. When we went on that bad spill, I felt like it was a team. It was a team thing. The guys, they needed to just had a self-reflection moment and be honest with each other and hold each other accountable and really try to see all right, what are we not doing? And so unfortunately, there's some casualties that I feel like they shouldn't be part of the team. So I do expect Leon Rose. Excuse me. I do expect Leon Rose to make some moves tomorrow. But it's once again, it's not going to be any sexy moves or anything like that, or any blockbuster trades or anything like that. I'm hearing Jose Alvarado.
That's the name I keep hearing as well.
I'm hearing he's a target. I'm curious to see what they would do. I do have a personal wish list, but I don't think it's anything realistic.
I think we lost Ray for a moment, but to piggyback off Ray's point, I have heard the same. I have heard a lot of Jose Alvarado talk out there that the Knicks are very, very, very much. There's been talk about Alvarado for a while now. For weeks, there was rumors that the Knicks were going to be interested, and hopefully we get Ray back in here. We lost him. But there has been some talk about Jose Alvarado out there, the New Orleans Pelicans, you know what I mean? And for weeks. And now with this injury to Deuce, I'm starting to wonder, maybe the Knicks are gonna go forward and make that happen. You got Yabusele on Instagram going at fans about how, it's not his fault that he stunk this year, it's the system and this and that and the third. He basically is just crying to get out of here, goodbye. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. You don't want to be here, go. Fine, do what you do. You've been a disappointment. But I am very interested to see how much of an emphasis that Leon Rose does to improving this team tomorrow. Alvarado's a guy I've been hearing a lot about. There's been some more talk about in the last 24 hours. Sadiq Bey, another guy that I would love to see if the Knicks could pick up. Guy that Ray, you've already been saying you've been interested in getting after him. That would be a good look. That would be a good look. It's going to be real interesting tomorrow. But I will say this. I totally agree with you, bro. The Knicks do not have to make a tremendously, a scorched earth move like trading for Giannis to half the team for Giannis. And I'm gonna be honest, bro. My question here I put up, I wanted to talk with Giannis. Is it better to trade for Giannis now or in the summer? I am going to keep the same energy I've kept all year. I don't want to break this team's core up yet. I don't want to do that. I think this team is capable, as currently constructed, of being a contender for the championship. I think they can get to the finals, absolutely get to the finals. Nothing's easy and nothing's guaranteed. But you can't tell me that this Knicks team with the additions to the bench that they made isn't good enough to come out the East this year. So would I love to have Giannis? Absolutely. Who wouldn't want to have Giannis? But I'm not breaking up half the core just to get Giannis in here when it's actually more beneficial to wait until the summer, okay, where the Knicks will have more draft picks to move, okay, for the future draft picks to move to get a deal done. And it'll be much easier to get another team involved if necessary to make a deal done if Giannis wants to really be here. So I don't want to do the Giannis trade right now unless they're taking back Cat straight up or something, which we know that's not going to happen. So, hey, I'm with you, Ray. We don't need the big sexy moves. We just need the right moves. Trim the fat. Get some protection from these injuries we're dealing with right now. With Deuce, Josh Hart, obviously we know Hart's a gamer. He'll be back when he's ready to go. But he's been pretty banged up this year. You know what I mean? He's been pretty banged up this year. That's something we got to monitor here. So, I'm out on the getting Giannis thing unless it's like a trade that just
it makes sense.
Because it wasn't a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just don't see it. And what do you think about that? What do you feel? How do you feel about Giannis coming to this team either at the trade deadline tomorrow or in the summer?
If he was to come to the team now, I felt like a deal would have been done. Mm-hmm. So now I honestly feel like if Giannis was to be moved, I feel like it's most likely going to be done in the summer.
Right.
He's, this is a trade that, in most cases, a blockbuster trade, it would have been done. It would have been done by now if Giannis was to be moved. Yeah. So, I don't know.
Honestly, does Milwaukee really want to move him, bro? Like, why do I just got a funny feeling with them.
I think it's a 50-50 thing with them.
Yeah.
Something do tell me that they want to honor his destination. So I'm not sure if they're holding back for the summertime to, maybe try to work something out with the Knicks. I don't know what their MO right now, but it's he's a hefty his contract is a hefty contract. This is not something that you just quickly just do right now, I am hearing Golden State, they're willing to give up the house for him, which I feel is extremely stupid. But
Minnesota's a team to watch too.
Yeah. Listen, man, Minnesota, they up to something, I'm not sure if they're acquiring John Morant, but that's my guess right now. I honestly see John Morant getting moved to Miami or Minnesota. Something is definitely brewing. But to pick it back to Giannis, if I'm the Knicks, I would explore that trade in the summer. It's more beneficial. We'll have more picks by then. Depending on seeing, what's the situation like with Washington. They did made a move today. Hopefully, that can get them to win some games. Who knows? So we'll see, man. We do have.
Also, not to cut you off. Also, if we wait till the summer, we'll have a better idea what we need to do with this core that we currently have.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to live in regret of saying, you know what, we broke it up too fast. You know what I'm saying? What if we would have just held true and say, hey, let's roll the dice and just stick to the, not even roll the dice. Let's just stick to the plan. Let's just keep going and see where it take us. And then, we have an opportunity just blown, and we'll never know. You know what I'm saying?
We'll never know. I agree.
Because if you make this trade now, you're gonna have to give up so much, so many moving parts, and come on, like it's just like you're not gonna be good at it. You can make the argument, if you do a trade right now, you're gonna be a worse team than you were before the trade overall.
Exactly.
I want to see if this team can do it. I want to see it because I believe in this team. And look, they've answered the bell. They've won 8 straight games. Okay. So obviously, maybe the trade talk lit a fire under some of their asses. But Bridges was horrible tonight, but he started playing better once. He started talking about accountability, and he got the shit scared out of him about Portland. And he said, all of a sudden, I got to be more accountable. Yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
what to do with that, bro.
Exactly.
And then Cat started buying in a little better, and now you're seeing an improvement from him, an uptick, and the team is winning. Like, I don't want to break this core up right now. I just don't think it's the smart thing to do.
It's
unless the trade is, you know what I mean? Like, who wouldn't want it? Just not saying I don't want Giannis, but I don't want him at the expense of blowing a chance at a title run this year. That's my whole thing. Let's wait till the summer, folks. Let's wait till the summer and see where we're at. Okay, he wants New York. We know that, right or wrong, right? He wants this.
Yeah.
He wants to be a Knick.
Yeah, he wants the challenge.
It'll be more beneficial to wait to where the Knicks can have a better opportunity to make the deal, and they can see if they can honor him. So let them do all that, and let's see where we go, man. Let's go out and go get Alvarado or whatever, or a move to improve the team, and see where we go, man.
Definitely.
That's where I'm at with it, bro. That's where
I definitely agree. But hey, George, I appreciate you having me tonight. Knicks Nation, y'all know where the catch is. I'll definitely be back for the next broadcast. And listen, man, 8 straight wins since that meeting. So
let's keep it going, baby.
Let's keep it going, man.
Coming up too. Big games coming up.
We seen a lot of positive. We had a test tonight, and I'm happy we was able to get by.
Yeah, for sure. Ray, I appreciate you coming through, chopping it up, stopping and kicking it with me, man. Salute, brother. I'll talk to you later.
Always. Love you, kid. Take care, man.
Yes, sir. Peace. Right. Yes, sir. That's my guy, Ray, always showing love coming through, man. Let's get to the comments, y'all. Let's get back to the comment section here. Cliff says, was Madden McCown to that last 3? Yeah, I know. He had a terrible game tonight, Cliff. He had a terrible game tonight, and hey, we know what it is with McCall. He's going to be up and down sometimes. He's a very streaky player. He has his games where when he's cooking, and then, his shooting isn't there. But one thing I'll say, he does compete defensively, and he did compete defensively because he was getting cooked the first half by Jamal Murray. I get it, back-to-back games, but, McCall was off. But that was a big 3 he hit in overtime and double overtime. In the double overtime. Big 3, came up with some plays. He even had some switches where he got caught guarding Jokic, and Jokic was on his flopping shit tonight because he couldn't buy a shot. I think he shot like 1 for 12 or 1 for 13 from 3 alone. He had a good game tonight, but he just couldn't hit a 3 to save his life tonight. And he went out there, and McCall did what he could. But listen, Bridges, you're going to have to figure it out, bro. You know what I'm saying? We need more from you. It's just plain and simple. We need more from you. And, you had a couple of good games since this comments about, I had to be more accountable. And then those Portland trade rumors that I mentioned earlier. So let's hope that we get a better game coming as the schedule is about to turn up the next couple of days. Cliff also says, don't think there's a bombshell deal for us to make unless some team hires Nico Harrison to give us a steal. Shrug. Well, listen, I don't think we need to make that sexy move. I just don't think we do, man. I mean, do we want to jeopardize the potential title run of this team for just to get Giannis just to be thirsty to get Giannis here? Giannis wants to be a Knick. That's already established. He wants to be a Knick. Okay, but the deal's got to make sense for both teams. The Bucks are doing their due diligence. Would I be surprised if he's moved tomorrow to another team? I wouldn't be surprised. I have a feeling they're going to keep him and wait to the summer because it just makes the most sense for the Bucks to do that. I mean, it just makes the most sense, man. You know what I mean? And another thing that we got to keep in mind as Knicks fans, we got to be careful we don't give up a crazy deal to get him because remember, he's got a calf injury as well, who he's missed 2 times this season. He's had to take some time off from that calf injury. And listen, we all know it. Tatum had started with a calf injury, and we saw what happened to him. Okay. Halliburton, he had a calf injury. We saw what happened to him. KD a few years ago when he signed, right before he signed with Brooklyn, he had a calf injury. And then what happened? All 3 of these players blew their Achilles out eventually. So we got to be careful about this situation. We got to play this right. And I think the best thing the Knicks can do if they want Giannis is to wait till the summer, unless they say, "Hey, we'll take Cat straight up, and you ain't got to give up too much." Then fine, do the deal. But other than that, I'm staying away from that until the summer, man, for sure. Oh my God, brother, BKL Sport Entertainment Show. Salute, welcome to the show. Cheers to you, bro. Let's go Knicks, baby. Make sure you hit that like button. Do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. He says, shout out to everyone in the chat, including Born for Sports. Keep up a good work on this channel. Appreciate it. And shout out from the South Bronx, brother BKL Contreras, a.k.a. Sport Entertainment Guy, Nick for life. Salute, baby. Hey, man. Listen, welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. I'm going to definitely check you out. I'm a sub over there, man. Appreciate the love, man. I'm just happy we won this game. What a tremendous gut check win for this New York Knicks team tonight, man. Tremendous gut check win. You know, they're coming off back-to-backs. You know, the refs did us dirty, might I add. They did us dirty at that play at the end of all. This game should have been over in overtime, the first overtime. But inexplicably, they called some call with 0.3 seconds when a ball away from the shot. There was no chance that the Denver Nuggets were going to score if they would have got that rebound. And they called some crap call with 0.3 seconds. I question whether even if there was time on the clock, I didn't think there was time on the clock when the foul actually happened because it looked like just a off-ball play, 2 guys fighting for position. And then when the time ran out, you saw Bridges kind of extend his arm when the ball was rolling around, when the game was basically over. Everybody thought the game was over. So just a garbage call, in my opinion, from these damn referees. I don't know. They were doing some funny shit. Jokic flopping around. They just giving him a whole bunch of flops. You know, the great Jokic. Look, it kind of felt like the damn Denver Nuggets brought their own referee team from Denver with them. You know, it was crazy. But I just thought a really tremendous gut check win tonight for this New York Knicks team, man. You know, they could have easily said, hey, it wasn't our night tonight. We won 7 straight. You know what? We're tired back-to-back. But no, they dug deep, y'all. They dug deep. And it was all because of the captain. The captain did it tonight. He made sure we were not going to be denied tonight. And that's what you want from our captain, man. You know what I'm saying? He made it to where he said, okay, Jokic is the best player, one of the best player on the floor as far as caliber player, the great Jokic. But I'm going to be the best player on the floor because you know what? I'm one of the best in the league as well. And he outplayed him. He outplayed Jokic tonight, and he took the team on his back, especially when Cat fouled out, because I thought Cat was having a real solid game tonight. You know, Cat was the unsung hero for me, along with Mitch Robinson, as Ray mentioned. 24 points, 12 rebounds, even though he fouled out in overtime. But I thought Cat was really good tonight. He responded after he got busted open in the first quarter, played a real good game, made Jokic work tonight on defense. They really didn't have a lot of answers for Cat tonight. A lot of second chance points he got tonight. A little better with the 3-pointers tonight. Hey, shout out to him. But Jalen Brunson was not to be denied because once we fouled out in that game, okay, once Towns fouled out in that game, we were in trouble because we was like, man, who's gonna step up? Bridges was bad. OG was pretty decent, pretty good tonight. He was good, but he had an assignment because he had to take over for Bridges because Murray was just pissing on him on Bridges tonight. Basically, Murray had the stroke tonight. I thought OG had that assignment. He had some timely shots. And Landry Shaman, let's not forget about Landry, man. Landry had a damn good game tonight, man. I take back so much of what I said about Landry Shaman last year, y'all. I'm telling you, I take so much back of what I said of Landry Shaman. He was so unplayable last year for most of the season, and he turned up in the playoffs, and he is showing that he fits this team like a glove. And what a bargain right now Landry Shaman is in hindsight for this New York Knicks team for the vet minimum, okay? And he's putting up these numbers and fitting like a glove in this system. Landry Shaman, man, tremendous tonight. 16 points, 4 of 10 from 3. Timely hoops from the bench. Tremendous game for Landry Shaman, y'all. We got to give some salute to Landry Shaman. He is really having probably his best year I've seen in the league since maybe his early Phoenix days. But he has really been great tonight. Great this year for the New York Knicks. And when he came back from injury, this Knicks team started to take off and play a lot better than that stretch they was in. You know, so hey, we can't act like we don't know that and we don't see that. Cliff says, agree with you, want to keep this team together. Think it's a title contender, and depending on how this season goes, we'll make our decisions from there, be able to make moves from a position of strength. Absolutely, Cliff. And that's where I'm at with it. I really feel the same way, man. Like, I'm not breaking up the core of this team to get Giannis. I'm just not. I want Giannis, but I don't want him at the expense of breaking up the team and ruining a chance at an NBA championship this year. Because what it's going to take to get him, you're going to make your team worse, even by bringing Giannis aboard. And then you got to basically start next year and try to fill out those pieces you gave away. I want to see what this core can do currently this year. We'll reassess in the summer, and we'll go after Giannis then and see if a deal can make sense. That's where I'm at with that. Totally agree, bro. Brother BKL says, seriously, this second overtime is making me a goddamn exhausted, but thank freaking God we got 8 in a row. But who cares for Bridges and who cares for Game? Thank God. Damn crap. Yeah, Bridges has just got to be better, man. He's got to be better. Simple as that, man. He's got to be better. And you know, he was pretty bad tonight. He was pretty bad. He couldn't make a shot. He made a big bucket late. And in that big bucket, that's what my turning point of the game was, man. The 11-3 run in double overtime to put this game away where, you know, the captain was on fire, making timely buckets, you know, and in that run, Bridges had a big 3. I believe Denver got within 2 or 3 points. Jamal Murray started getting going, and that 3 was a big shot, and it reestablished the momentum right back. And Jalen Brunson and the Knicks were not to be denied. They put him away. They put him away from there. So that was my turning point in tonight's game, man. Just a tremendous job, tremendous gut check performance by the Knicks, digging deep and finding a way tonight. That's what it was all about. Excuse me. That's what it was all about, man. So salute to the Knicks for that, and salute to the captain doing what he does best, being clutch, being the best point guard in the Eastern Conference, folks. And he showed it. He showed it tonight, and he's been showing it since he's been a Knick. I don't want to hear nobody talk to me about, oh, Jalen Brunson, you know, he's this, he's that. No. This guy is one of the best players in basketball, man. And I am so glad he's a New York Knick. And he is the top Eastern Conference point guard right now. You can give me whoever you want in the East. Jalen Brunson got it. I will argue to the depths. And the numbers don't lie. And that's that. You know what I mean? So, hey, listen. Shout out to the New York Knicks as we're going to conclude today's show, man. Shout out to the New York Knicks, man. Shout out to the New York Knicks who have responded since that big time since that big time issue with the team where they just was falling flat. It was some finger pointing in the locker room with each other of being held accountable and buying in and all of that. But the New York Knicks have now responded, folks, to that stretch of losing 9 of 11 after winning that cup. Okay? And they're now won 8 in a row. They're rewriting the ship. And, folks, let's see tomorrow's trade deadline, see what happens. I do not anticipate any big type of sexy deal. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if Alvarado is a New York Knick tomorrow by the trade deadline is over. You know, I have some issues and some concern with that Deuce McBride injury, and it has been long rumored for a while. The New York Knicks have been interested in seeing if they can make a deal for Jose Alvarado. You got Yabusele out there, as I mentioned earlier in the show. He's been talking about getting moved. The Knicks are trying to oblige, trying to find a way to get him moved to another team. Be interesting to see if there's a match there some kind of way. So we'll see tomorrow's trade deadline. But I am not anticipating no sexy move. I'm not anticipating a Giannis trade. Let's stick to the script, y'all. Let's stick with this team and see where it goes. Because I believe in this New York Knicks team, folks. I do. I believe. I haven't wavered, even with that off stretch they had. I believe this is a title contending team, and I want to see this through. I want to see this through and see if we are going to finish it this year. And let's keep this together and build on what we have. You know what I mean? So, hey, that's going to conclude tonight's show, man. Knicks with a big win against the Nuggets, 134-127. For their 8th straight win, second seed in the Eastern Conference currently at the moment. Their next game is going to be a tough one because, of course, we're coming off back-to-back games and a double overtime game. We got to play the Detroit Pistons at Detroit, the number 1 seeded Detroit Pistons. 3rd game in 4 days. Of course, we got to play them coming off this back-to-back and a double overtime game. But, hey, got to play the teams on the schedule. It'll be interesting to see how the Knicks move. If Josh Hart will be available for that game. You know, I would not anticipate Deuce McBride being available for a while, it sounds like, based on reading the tea leaves and circulating reports. We'll see if these guys will be ready to go. Detroit, they've been talking a lot in the offseason about the Knicks, about how they should have beat the Knicks in the playoffs, blah, 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 all that crying they was doing over the summer. They came out in that first meeting. They gave it to the Knicks pretty good, man. Pause. You know, they smacked them around a bit, and they had a bad game that night in Detroit. So it'll be interesting to see if the Knicks can get some get back. Because this stretch that they're about to reach now with these 8 straight wins, they got Detroit Friday night. They got a tussle with the Boston Celtics on Sunday, and also another matchup with Philly next week. So this is going to be a nice little test before the All-Star break for this New York Knicks team, who are clicking right now. They're the hottest team in the league, at least in the Eastern Conference right now, with 8 straight wins. So it's going to be real good and real interesting to see, especially coming off some quality wins in this streak of games, okay? Especially this Denver team. This is a damn good Denver team. Both teams were playing back-to-back tonight, and they got it done. So let's see if the Knicks can get some get back, y'all, for sure. You know, so that's going to do it for tonight, y'all. Tremendous game for the New York Knicks. You know, I'm really happy about tonight, man. I really am. I'm really happy about tonight. And I just want them to build, and I want to see. It's going to be real interesting to see what happens tomorrow at that deadline. But let's see where we're at as the Knicks win their 8th straight, double overtime win against the Denver Nuggets. But real solid quality win. Let's get healthy, and let's keep this thing going. That's all I got for y'all. So that's going to do it. All I ask is one thing before we go, folks. If you haven't already, smash the like button to the stream. Let everybody know we talk Knicks over here for the Ball for Sports podcast. And if you're new to the channel, I ask one thing of you as well. Hit that subscribe button to Ball for Sports because, folks, on this channel, I talk all sports. As you can see, big-time New York Knicks fan. The Knicks are red hot. Our title contending Knicks are red hot, putting it together finishing strong by the All-Star break. Let's keep the train going, and let's go out there and go get Detroit on Friday night. I talk New York Giants football. John Harbaugh is the coach of the New York Football Giants. I'm going to say it until the season starts next year because I'm still ain't come down off that cloud, y'all. I haven't. I have not come down off that cloud. I'm very excited that John Harbaugh is the coach of the New York Giants. And we've gotten some news with the New York Giants the last couple of days. They're making some big-time changes to the coaching staff and also the front office. As there was a report obviously today that they've hired someone to take Kevin Abrams' place. I believe her name is Miss Aponte. I forgot her first name is escaping me. Let me just be factual because I don't want to shortchange her, as she is a very respected voice in the community of the NFL. As she had a major title, Miss Dawn Aponte. She was been hired by the New York Giants today as Senior Vice President of Football Operations. And from everything I've gathered, this is a big-time hire for the New York Giants. I'm very happy to see that John Harbaugh is cleaning out the filth that's been the decrepit filth, the much-needed house cleaning in the front office by the New York Giants. John Harbaugh, he got Kevin Abrams out of here. If you're a New York Giant fan, if you know, long overdue for these kind of changes. So he's out. She's in. Said to be a very respected executive, and it's going to help this New York Giant football team in the front office. Very good with the cap. Hey, I love to hear that. Also, in bigger news than that, Matt Nagy hired as the offense coordinator. I didn't see that coming, but I'm not mad about it. I'm not doing cartwheels. It's not the sexy move, but it's a move that in a sense, we should have probably have thought would be a factor, because John Harbaugh wants to hire his coaches with experience, especially on the offensive end. So, based on the pool that was left, listen, we got burned. Todd Monken went to coach the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns burned the Giants with that. Everyone assumed Todd Monken would have been the offensive coordinator. No one saw him getting a job. But, of course, the Cleveland Browns were that team to do that. Good luck to Todd Monken or whatever, but we didn't get him. Matt Nagy, as I said, I thought Cliff Kingsbury was probably the best option, but I got to trust Harbaugh, and I trust the process. Matt Nagy is not a bad coach. He's not here to be a head coach. He has experience play calling, and, he's got a resume, highly recommended with Andy Reid. I can make the case that he's coming over here with better weapons and a better quarterback than he had in Chicago. Definitely better weapons than he had in Kansas City, okay, based on what they had. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Jackson Dart, but the weapons are better here. So let's give Matt Nagy a chance to cook. Based on stuff that I've read, the concepts of his offense seem to be looking like a pretty good match for Jackson Dart. So let's see how that goes, and let's see the rest of this staff get filled out. Keep it locked, New York Giant Nation, for that content to come very soon. I talk New York Mets baseball, and folks, baseball fans, Met fans, Yankee fans, any fans out there, baseball season is on the horizon. Pitchers and catchers are going to start reporting next week. Hey, the Mets have saved their offseason of changes they have made. Love the Peralta move. Like what they've done. I'm still upset that we lost Diaz. I'd rather have kept Pete, but the writing was on the wall. But this team on paper looks like a solid team. How good will they be? We'll see. The starting rotation is definitely better. I will say that. The starting rotation, if healthy, is definitely better with the addition of Peralta. You would think, another season of McClain, a full season, he'll be up for Rookie of the Year candidate. I like what I see with the starting rotation. We'll see about the pen, and we'll see about the lineup going forward. Keep it locked, New York Met, Yankees, Nation, baseball fans, baseball content coming soon. I talk about it all, y'all. I talk about the Yankees, as you can see. I talk about the Knicks. I talk about the Jets, the Mets. I talk about even the bum-ass Brooklyn Nets. I talk about whatever you want to talk about in the world of sports, especially New York sports. Shout out, salute to New York Knicks Nation. Salute to the double overtime win by the New York Knicks. Like and subscribe to Ball for Sport. Let's go, Knicks.